Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is another TV show review for you out on the channel, and this is the Continental miniseries spoiler review. So, without further ado, let's discuss. Okay, so I want to get right into things here. This is going to be a fairly quick review. It's not like a initial reaction like people. I'm not doing this short, but I don't have any notes here that I've started doing on my computer. I have my computer right next to me here, and what I'm starting to do now is instead of using my notebook, which I have a few notebooks that here in my dorm room, but I'm starting to take down notes on my computer. But for this review, I'm not. I have the Continental pulled up back there. There's 3 episodes here. And now I could have taken notes. I just happened to not take notes because I decided, well, you know what? I just finished watching this series today. The day it concluded, October 6th, which is now, there's 3 shows running right now. Well, right now. Loki Season 2 just started, The Continental just ended, and The Boys Gen V spinoff is currently going right now. And I think all of these are great. To be completely honest with you, I think that this is a splendid, spectacular moment. And Ahsoka just ended, which was fine. I mean, it's fine, it's worthwhile, but the finale was meh. I thought it was meh. Go check out my review, I'll put the card there for it. So this, however, there's great television out right now. Yeah. So, I'll talk about The Boys later, I'll talk about Loki later when it's over. But this, The Continental, if you do not know what this show is about, is a prequel series, but I just did 5,000 things there. Do not need quotes. It's a mini-series, it's not really a series, it's just a mini-series. 3 episodes, they're all like over an hour long. So don't expect to go in it like 20 minutes, half hour, 40, don't expect it to be like, there's HBO Max shows that are like an hour long, like House of the Dragon, The Last of Us. But this show is specifically designed to be like a movie, a short movie for each episode. So each episode's like an hour and a half. First one's like an hour and 20 minutes. The next one's like an hour. Basically, they're all the same. The last one's like an hour and 37 minutes. So that's like the longest one. So there's that. Which kind of makes sense in my personal opinion to make the finale a little bit longer. The main question, before I get to like the nitty gritty of the specific series, how I feel about it, I think the run times don't drag on. I think they make sense. I don't know why I'm looking off in the distance there. I think it makes sense that the run times they are. There's a couple things. So this series is a prequel to the John Wick series. It takes place with Winston Scott, the old dad-like character. I always thought he was like a dad-like figure to John Wick. The owner of the hotel, the Continental, hence the name of the series title. And I really quite enjoyed this series a lot for, I want to say a lack of different reasons, because there's the score on Rotten Tomatoes when it came out was like 50. It was like hovering right in the middle. Now it's up there, it's like that 60 and 80% critic, or audience is 80%. Something like that. I think the last time I checked, I can't remember what it exactly is. But I really quite enjoy this for the gung fu of John Wick action. It's obviously not the same actor playing Winston, but we have a great role in there who plays Winston. We have some new characters, and we get the same character. This is not the same actor who plays the butler, the African American guy who died, who in real life died from the John Wick films. But he is a younger version, and Sharon is his name. Great. I'm glad that they included him, because at first I just thought, oh, it's another butler, but it's the same guy working for another guy. And oh my god, I am the stupidest person on this planet, because when I went into this series, I heard a bunch of people saying Mel Gibson's in the Continental. I'm like, really, he is? So I looked him up. I'm like, this is not Mel Gibson. In my head the whole time I had Mel Brooks. I had the wrong Mel. But, yeah, so Mel Gibson is in this series, and he, I just can't stop thinking how funny that is. But yes, Mel Gibson is great in this series. as the villain, and people say that they don't like Mel Gibson for some odd reason. I don't know what he did, if he did something wrong, but he's great in this series, and he's violent. The show is violent. Like, I know John Wick is violent, but for people, I don't know what I was looking for. Like, I was just gonna say, like, this is hardcore television, so if you're like, oh, I want to watch a family show, this is not a family show, just to warn you. I don't know why you would think that, but I don't know. Some people might have their taste like, oh, let's watch it with the family. No, it's not for that. Don't do that. There's, like, intense moments. There is... characters are good. I will say, like I said, I don't think that the show drags on. I think that the runtimes fit perfectly. But there are some... like, okay, in Ahsoka, for this just great, perfect example... in Ahsoka, how the runtimes, like, the episodes aren't, like, long, like, you know, hour and a half length, they're just whatever, but there's moments, like, where it's on a scene, and it pans for, like, 5, 10, longer than it needs to be, but in this show, there's moments, like, where it's, like, a character, like, there's, like, a face, like, slow-mo, kind of like, okay, we're taking our time, we're letting it sink in, and there's moments where, in the Continental, where they, like, show an item, and it's, like, panning over to this item, and it's kind of like showing the audience, kind of showing and telling, and I think it's really well executed in that sense, and it doesn't feel boring. So I don't know, there's just certain sequences and stuff, as I take off my glasses and rub my eye, it works perfectly. There's other moments like there's the music cues. I want to go into that. The music cues in this show are really good. This show is directed by, I think, is written and directed by the same people who did Derek. I think is his name. Derek. I forget his last name. And who did the John Wick movies? It's directed by someone else, but it's produced by the same people who did John Wick. So yeah, the director is someone different. But yeah, the music cues in the show, like there's action is great. I think what makes this show good is well, okay, I was going to say the story. The story is a little bit weak in some parts. Like, for me, there were some elements. There was an element, oh my god, this drove me nuts. It didn't drive me nuts. It was just kind of like, okay, seriously, what are we doing here? There was a moment in the finale where this archer, or this henchman, this shooter, was working with Winston on his team to take down Cormac, who's Mel Gibson's character, and he's like flirting with this woman in the apartment where he's shooting from to the hotel, and I'm like, what? This is irrelevant. And by the end of the series, I'm like, this entire story, this entire little tiny plot that you introduced was irrelevant. It was irrelevant. I really didn't understand it. So there's some story moments, like the overarching story is great with Winston and his brother, and the connection there, and then him going working with the High Table, we know from John Wick, and then him like killing Cormac, and him, Winston, working with the butler that they meet up and they work together and then take down Cormac and this whole team. I loved it a lot. And there's characters like these twins character. There's this woman. There's these two women henchmen characters. There's one woman looks like a lot like Echo from the Echo series in Marvel, but it's not. I looked her up. It's not. So there's that, and the characters are great. I think they're really well executed. Like these twin characters there, I don't think they have one single line of dialogue the entire series, which is incredible because like I said, they're all like an hour and a half length each episode, and for no dialogue, it's great. Their characters work perfectly because it's just the way that their facial cues work, and they're like, their expressions is stunning, not on point, and. So yeah, there's certain moments, like I said, the music cues in this series are fantastic. I think it's one of my favorite things because the song choices and like the action, the way the sound effects work and the way they shoot and directions, it's great. Like I said, I think the story might be a little weak at the beginning, but I think as you progress through watch the entire thing, I think you're fully satisfied and left with it. I gotta look at the score again though, because the score, or the Rotten Tomatoes score, not the score of the sound, not the music score. But, because in the beginning I was like, oh, am I in for a disappointment with this score? Like, it was at 50%, but now it's gotten a little bit higher. I think, after watching the finale, in my opinion, it's a great little miniseries. It's not like The Last of Us or House of the Dragon or Peacemaker, but this is not like Secret Invasion. I was really gonna be upset if the score was that low, but yeah, I think this is a win for the John Wick world. And listen, is this as good as any of the John Wick movies? No. It's a contender. It's worthy. I came out of John Wick 4 so blown away that I didn't want it to end, and now, for some odd reason, they're making a John Wick 5. How, I have no idea, but they are. And I cannot wait to see the other spin-off, Ana de Armas' Ballerina, that they're currently in the works in. It might come out next year. I don't know. I think it is coming out next year, if it's not delayed. So anyway, I'm excited to see that. Maybe John Wick 5, if it happens. I'm down for it. I just don't know how. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm not sure. Let me know if you checked out the Continental series in the comments below. I would like to know if you've seen it. If you haven't, do check it out if you're a fan of the John Wick series. And be sure to tell me if you have seen it and let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Gotta let you know my score. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I just feel like, screw it. I give Ahsoka an 8 out of 10. I don't know what I'm doing these days. I really want to switch this matter, actually. I'm going to give... I know you're going to be super confused why I'm doing this, but I'm going to switch Ahsoka to 7 and make this an 8. Okay? Okay. I just want to... I feel like just for my love, because Ahsoka, the finale was so weak, and I know it's so random to do this in a different review, but I'm just now thinking about this, because I like this a lot, actually. I like the Continental a lot, and I like the World John Wick, so I'm making this an 8 out of 10. So the people that watch my Ahsoka review are going to go, oh, you didn't like it, you didn't make it. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like down below in the comments, and if you did enjoy this review, and what you thought of this show in general. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me, and as always, don't forget to keep calm, play Lego, watch stuff. Peace out, everyone. Bye.